Hey Oz, this is John. Just gonna go over your video here and go over the information that you might want to see. So when we type something into Google here, that's called a keyword. The way this works is when you type that in, Google has a list of businesses that are associated with those keywords, and it ranks them according to some metrics that we'll go over later on in the video. So when you type in something like hardwood flooring Atlanta, we get a few results here. So first thing to notice is that there's an ad right here. Now, um, apparently someone is doing a YouTube ad here. I don't know why it's YouTube, but might be for their specific uh, business. But either way, usually it's ads at the top here, then your uh, map pack, your Google My Business section here, and then you'll see your organic searches here. So these are the top businesses associated with that keyword still. So uh, we'll go over these in more detail in a second. But first, we're going to do this section. So, and again, you'll see an ad here as well. They put themselves at the top here. Um, they paid for that, and that gets them business. So usually, what we'll see here is the top three or four, and then when we click on, say, this first one, we'll look at their profile, and these are factors that uh, leads into how this is ranked. So um, we'll look at their reviews. They've got a ton of 5-star reviews, which is always good. They've got plenty of actual written reviews on here that tell Google that it's a good business, and plenty of pictures in their profile here. So if we go down and actually look, they have many photos, which is good. So um, the next aspect of this is uh, something called citations. When you have a business on this uh, Google My Business or Map Pack, what they want to see is your address, phone number, your business information posted in many different directories all over the internet. So um, Yelp, um, you know, Google, um, you know, Yellow Pages, that sort of thing. They want to see a bunch of those. So we have a program also that allows us to look those up and see how many citations somebody has. And I don't want to waste your time with that, but essentially it tells us how many uh, listings they have in a directory, and we will go through and see how many they have, and then beat that competition. Uh, Going to the next aspect here is your organic searches. So the first search that you're going to pull up, or the first website you're going to pull up here, and I actually skip them because they do cabinetry too, and I don't want that to kind of be screwed up since we're just doing hardwood floor installation. I'm just going to go to the second one here, which I pulled up right here. So if we click on their website, um, we can see right here uh, they have great content. Not great content. They have good content, but they don't have to have great content because they have probably been around for a while, and there's a reason for that. So when I talk about great content, what I'm saying is that you need to have a lot of words on here on the front page. It's usually around 1,500 words with phrases like hardwood flooring Atlanta, like we looked up. So there'll be a number of keywords that we can look up and put into your content all over the place if you decide you want to do that. If you want to do it, that's fine too. I'm just speaking that way. So once you have your content established and Google starts recognizing your website, you can eventually change your content so it doesn't read as weirdly or different. But it's good to have a website filled with keywords so that Google knows what you want, what you're doing. Um, the other part of that now is a thing called backlinks, and I will go over that a little bit more. I'll we'll pull up Authentic Hardwood Flooring's website here in our tool, and we can see what they're doing. This is our analytics tool called Ahrefs. We can see right here their website is bringing 204 people in the past month to their website. And that's just from people clicking on it on their website from being at the top of Google. So that's important to notice. Being at the top of Google will bring you all kinds of value, and that's kind of why I'm doing this video, to show you that. So when we look at their backlinks and their keywords, I'm going to go over their keywords a little bit more so you can see what people are actually typing in, so you can have a better understanding here. So these are all the different keywords that their website ranks for. So Hardwood Flooring Atlanta GA, they're #1 on that keyword. So they are #1 when someone types that in. That's what happens. I can actually show you that right now by doing this: Hardwood Flooring Atlanta GA. And as we can see, I must not have updated yet. So in the next refresh of Google, it'll be up at the top. Hardwood Floors Atlanta. It's important to note here too the volume of searches. So 100 people searched for Hardwood Flooring Atlanta GA, 80 people searched for Hardwood Floors Atlanta, and then Hardwood Flooring Atlanta, 250 people searched for that. So the business is definitely there, and we wouldn't want you to miss out on that. So you can see as we go down the line the different phrasing and the different numbers here and what it can possibly do for you. Now, the other aspect that we mentioned earlier, backlinks, which is right here. Backlinks are essentially you attaching your website to other reputable websites. So, you know, you can't just attach your website to a website that doesn't make sense. You can't put, you know, Oz's Hardwood Flooring on, say, the, I don't know, Pizza Hut website, you know, unless you did some flooring for them, which you might get some good hits off of that. But nonetheless, it's not, you know, it's not going to work that way. If you somehow you were to get the ability to add to Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that, like one of their websites, then it would make sense because, you know, it's construction and they have do-it-yourself stuff, and, you know, it's associated. So it's your website has, when you attach your website to other people's websites, it has to be relative to what you're doing. That way Google can look at it and goes, okay, it's kind of like a popularity contest in that way. Google sees who you're associating yourself with, and if it's something associated with the content on your website, it starts ranking you according to that. So it takes time to work your way up the list, but that's why some people pay people like us to do this for them. Because it can be a grind, it can take time, and if you're not putting the effort into it, then it's not going to be very useful for you. But when we take a look at what they have, this is very beatable. So it would take some work, but they could be beaten with how many backlinks and referring domains and keywords they have. It's definitely there. And we can always see the past and what they've done. We can see when they started and stopped. And as we go down here, we can see they had a big increase right around January of, just after January of 2018. So we can see that's when they really started working on their website. And then into 2019 is when they really ramped it up and kept going. So it's important to have good backlinks and great content. So the third part of this is ads. So ads can do a lot for a business, and you can either do it through Google or through Facebook, and I'm sure there's some smaller minor ones, but those are the two major ones, obviously. Now, the thing is, if you don't know what you're doing with those two, they will take advantage of you. I know when we first did it, a while back, um, it was a money pit, and then we kind of learned our way around it and figured it out. And I'm telling you, it can bring serious value and bring leads in like crazy if you know what you're doing. Now, usually, what we do when we help out a customer or work with a customer or a client, um, we will build up an ad campaign for both Google and Facebook, or one or the other. And then while those leads are coming in, we're building you up on Google. So, you know, it takes a little bit, and Google's algorithm does what it wants. But, you know, you could potentially be on this part here, or these down here as well. The hardwood flooring in Atlanta seems to be a little competitive, but that just means it's more lucrative when you get there. So um, you can see the ads here. That's kind of where they show up. Google, they show up. I'm sure you've seen your fair share of ads on Google or on Facebook. I don't really have to go through that. But if this is something you're interested in, I'd be happy to go over it in more detail so we can do some more work and see what we can reach and do. We do build websites. We do the SEO for them, which is search engine optimization, which is what I basically just showed you. And we do the Google and Facebook ads as well. Um, but if you don't want our services, I totally respect that. This information is there to help anyone and everyone who needs it. I hope it does. And if you want to talk some more, I'd be happy to. Thanks, Oz, and I hope this made sense.